I just wanted to show you guys what a 3D print looks like when you remove it from the printer. You see all of this? That's the support for the print. This is the support out. I have no idea how to really easily remove the support, but it took about an hour or so. Metroid finally 3D printed. This is the beauty of having a 3D printer and a 3D scanner. This guy right here is made out of water-based clay. I don't have it in an armature, so I still have the supports kind of over here, but they do come off. I just have them because water-based clays are extremely sensitive, especially in the beginning. Right now, I could turn this very dry, seemingly dry sculpture into water-based clay again and in workable condition. It just takes time and water. But it's very fragile. If I was to hit it with a hammer, it would be completely disintegrated. So what usually tends to happen is I have to transport these to my kiln and I have to take them in a car. So I've had sometimes things break off, and imagine you have an accident, that's going to be destroyed. So the thing that I'm doing these days is scanning the sculpture, the before, just in case something breaks. It would be much better if this was a white sculpture, painted white and then scanned. But I wanted to show you this. I didn't print it the same size, as you can tell, but if I move it up, it'll probably be the same size. I don't know if you guys, but I could print this exactly the same size because I did scan it. For the Hulk sculpture, I did that. What would require is using mesh mixer to cut it up and then gluing it together. But it is nice having a replica in case it kind of breaks, and I really enjoy this because I can put these up on Thingiverse, for example, and have people download it and print it themselves. And I did put a couple of things up on Thingiverse. So stay tuned for the channel because I think I will be putting up the sculptures as I finish them as object files. That way you can download them and anybody can do it. I'm also going to be putting up some anatomy studies that you can just download for free. Paper and sand parts that you want. I usually never do that. But what I would do is I'll take maybe a wooden tool like this and I'll just run along the base because I want to create like a bevel, so when it sits on somebody's table, it's just not going to scratch it. You know, when I first got the 3D scanner, I thought, oh man, it's just, it feels like a gimmick. When I first got a 3D printer, I always thought, oh man, this is just going to be something that I'm going to use for a day and then I'm just going to put it away. But that's been the opposite. With the 3D printers now and the low cost of plastic filament and how easy they are to use, I've been using this 3D printer pretty much every single day. It's been printing, it's been a workhorse. And the printer I have is just the Ender 3 Pro. Not expensive, it's an open source 3D printer. Anybody could get it, anybody could start downloading objects on Thingiverse and just start printing their own stuff. It's really incredible. But when you combine it with the 3D scanning, it makes it a whole lot better. Now I wish that the 3D scanning was more accurate and would give you the really nice texture that you would get on this, but the texture, what I find on these sculptures, it doesn't translate. It just reads it as kind of like weird blobs. But what I tend to do anyway is to take that sculpture, that scan, and I'll smooth out those parts. So that's the beauty too. You can just keep modifying your Metroid sculpture and even give it to other people so they can modify it. In Thingiverse, that's called the remix. People download various things and they might want to make this into a doorknob. So it's really brilliant. It's quite amazing. But I just wanted to give you this before I put this thing in the kiln and I start firing. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.